it's Ash from Super Videos, back for another video for Season 10 of The Walking Dead. So as you are aware, Season 10 of The Walking Dead will premiere in 2 weeks, October 6th. Now, some news reporters recently, I think it was last night, they actually got early screening of the premiere, and some early reviews are in for the premiere, which I'm going to go over and talk about in this video. Now, I specifically chose just one news report or article, and that was a conscious decision. The reason behind that is that what I found is the last couple of times I looked at many articles and their reviews, it gave me too much information about the premiere and took away a little bit of what the episode was supposed to do for you watching it first time. But in any case, I do want to go over one early review so that not only me, but you guys as well kind of have an idea about what the premiere may look like and what to expect. So I'm going to look at the early review from Forbes. I'll leave a link in the description so you guys can go and check it out. I don't like the title of this article. It comes from Paul Tassi. I just think it's a little cheesy. I've seen The Walking Dead Season 10 premiere and it is good. It's a little cheesy. Him saying that I just have early reviews would have been a better sufficient title. But anyway, that's beside the point. I have been accused of being a Walking Dead hater by diehard fans just because I roasted Season 7 and 8 of the show and Seasons 4 and 5 of Fear. Well, that doesn't make you a Walking Dead hater because I think Season 7 and 8 of The Walking Dead and 4 and 5 of Fear were all extremely low quality, or for the most part they were low quality, so it makes sense, and I think that's a fair criticism of both shows. So that doesn't make him a Walking Dead hater. How unfair, but in truth, I like the shows when they're good and dislike them when they're bad. Now, one thing I do want to quickly say is, just because he mentioned this, I'm immediately leaning towards him making a fair judgment about the premiere and not have it be biased, because like he says 7 and 8, he didn't mention 9, so I think he appreciates that Season 9 was a good season, and because of that, I'm leaning more towards his article being more fair. Now, obviously, this is preference in many ways, but I think my thoughts on the episode when I watch it may be very close to his, because he has the same kind of opinions about what a good and a bad season looks like. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking and keep reading. And while Fear is currently so bad, it's borderline unwatchable. All I did last season is profess my undying love for Season 9 of The Walking Dead. So, there we go. He enjoyed it, I enjoyed it, I think many fans enjoyed it. Now AMC has sent out early screeners of the Season 10 premiere of The Walking Dead, weeks ahead of its October 6th premiere date, and the embargo for spoiler-free thoughts lifts today. I have to be pretty vague here, as there are a lot of things that I'm not supposed to get into, but I'm happy to report that while not some jaw-dropping entry in the series, it's very good, and I enjoyed it. So, right off the bat, this tells us we can go in with not expecting the premiere to be the best episode ever or something that blows us away. It's going to be a strong episode, but we should keep our expectations, I think, fair. We are still in Angela Kang era. She wrote this episode in addition to being showrunner, and the show is still benefiting as a result. I've said this before, I think changing showrunners to Angela Kang was one of the best decisions Walking Dead made, and based on the trailer alone, Season 10 seems better than Season 9. And I enjoyed Season 9 a whole hell of a lot, more than any other season of The Walking Dead. Season 6 comes very close, but I really enjoy Season 9. And I think as of now, it's my favorite season. Season 10 may change that and it may become my favorite, but at this point, Season 9 is my favorite. I'll go through a few of the major points of the episode without getting into too much details. There has been another time jump, which we kind of know, though this time maybe just 5 to 6 months. The weather is better and Rosita has had her baby. All of those, we've figured those out way before, so nothing new here. This episode takes place mostly at Oceanside. So this one also is not really a surprise, because if you look at the synopsis or the summary of the first episode, it tells us that it's at Oceanside. So this doesn't really reveal anything to us, which yes, still exists, and it brings back the old leader of the community, Cindy, that many thought had left the show, though she doesn't do much, which I'm disappointed at, but it's great to see Cindy back, and let's hope that she gets more to do next couple episodes this season. Carol has taken over a Michonne comic storyline where she left on a ship to find herself and then returns. So it seems like during the 5 to 6 month time jump, Carol actually went away on a journey and came back. Like they refer to here, it's kind of like Michonne's comic storyline, which again is not new. We kind of noticed that when we saw the trailer and when we broke down the trailer. She was out fishing to try and clear her head after the Henry stuff. She has some nice moments with Daryl, which fans should love. Daryl has been trying to learn sign language to communicate better with Connie, which is adorable. They do not appear to be actually together yet. So maybe some hints about them possibly being together, but nothing solid that they reveal, which is pretty cool. The Whisperers and their horde have been MIA since the Pike incident. But even with them gone, the community is respecting the borders they drew in order to not start a fight. Carol is not pleased about this. Then something happens to put everyone back on edge again. Now I'm going to speculate and make a bold prediction and say something happens to put everyone back on edge again may refer to a Whisperer being seen in the community or something along those lines, or maybe even this is where we start to see the Silence the Whisperers propaganda messages on the walls. So maybe something like that, but I think it's still most likely related to the Whisperers. There's a good moment between Negan and Lydia as members of former enemy camps. I expect big things from Negan this season. So Negan and Lydia, that's interesting. We saw a scene between them in the trailer, so I wonder if this is from the same scene. Remember, Negan said to Lydia, "Watch your back, kid." I think this might be that scene, but I could be wrong, obviously. But I love the fact that they do bring up the similarities between Negan and Lydia, both being from former enemy camps. And also, obviously, if you've read the comics, you know that there's going to be some big stuff coming up with Negan, especially if they stick to comic material and not remix the story too much. Aaron is kind of the military general of the group, which I actually talked about in one of my previous videos when I was looking at the character bios. So that's nothing new either. I did kind of notice that when I was reading the character bios. So Aaron is kind of the military general of the group now and is a total badass who is sick of taking crap from anyone. They really evolved his character and he seems like he's going to be an important wild card going forward. That's interesting. Moving more into his comic role in terms of importance and perhaps beyond, with Rick gone. He does not get his awesome hand mace shown in some previews this episode. The dynamic between Eugene, Siddiq, Gabriel, Rosita, and her baby is kind of funny and very awkward. Siddiq has PTSD from the Pike massacre. Rosita is mostly fight training while Eugene plays mom to the baby. So all of that we kind of knew based on the teasers, trailers, the pictures, the bios, and things like that. So nothing new there. There is a big harrowing sequence at the end of this episode I won't get into, but suffice to say The Walking Dead is still on point with its zombie slaying and miles better than Fear. So that's pretty cool. So a pretty cool ending to the episode, I would think, based on this, and it's related to slaying zombies, it seems. So that's pretty cool. Again, there's nothing that jumps out to me about this episode to make it an all-time great or anything, but it's a solid opening to what should be another good season. I hope the writing remains on point. Same here. The direction is solid. The show is still in a good place. I'm not worried. More to come later once we get closer to the premiere. So that's pretty much it. That's everything he had to say about the episode. Again, it seems like we shouldn't expect this episode to be a big episode like some of our big premiere episodes like No Sanctuary in season 5 or anything like that. But I think the premiere is still going to be a solid premiere with a good direction, like they said. But I'm very interested to see where this episode takes us and basically what it kind of pushes the story towards. That's what I'm most interested in. But it's a neutral review in some ways, but more positive than not. But overall, I think if season 9 is anything to go by, and if season 10's trailer is anything to go by, I think this premiere is going to be a solid episode, and I think it's going to be maybe a good start to another great season. But I want to know everyone's opinions and thoughts about this early review for season 10's premiere. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video. If you like what you see, press like, subscribe for more content, and press the bell button to receive notifications for daily uploads.